That usually, most of the time when Muslims ask about the possession of the right hand, it is, how come Allah said that? How do we tell the non-Muslims about this? Right? That's basically what it comes down to. First of all, even that attitude in and of itself is incorrect. We're not here to explain or, do away with the flaws in the Quran, ma'adallah. The Quran is flawless and the deen is flawless. Right? So the urge shouldn't be to, let me tell you, it's not so bad. Let me reconcile it for you so you don't feel so bad about it anymore. Because that's really not the issue. The people who raise criticism against our deen, they will come up with things like polygamy and, the concubines and the women in paradise, the hur al-ain in paradise, right? And they'll come up with violence in the Quran and, etc., etc. The list just goes on and on. The male versus female witnesses. Most of them having to do with the feminist movement, if you think about it, right? But when you respond to one criticism properly, guess what? They'll say, oh yeah, let me come up with another one. And then you go and respond to that one, and then they'll come up with another one. And then you respond to that one, and they'll come up with another one. So you have to understand to play the game a little bit. And the way we understand to play this game is the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He responded and rebutted Bani Israel, who were very good at asking questions. And Allah quotes a lot of their questions in Quran. They ask this, the messenger answers. They ask that, the messenger answers. Until it reaches a saturation point, and they ask after that, and the messenger ﷺ is told to give them the most stern of the answers. Right? They ask about Dhul Qarnayn, find the answer has been given. They ask about the Ruh, find the answer has been given. They ask about the people of the cave, the answer has been given. They ask who gives you revelation, the answer has been given. They keep, how do you have a boy sometimes? How is there a girl born sometimes? Go ask your Lord this. The answer has been given. And then eventually they ask again, أَإِذَا كُنَّا عِظَامًا وَرُفَاتًا أَإِنَّا لَمَبْعُوثُونَ خَلْقًا جَدِيدًا. This is even asked by some of the Bani Israel. Are we going to be raised again? Even though it's in their revelation. This is in Surah Al-Isra. And Allah this time, you know what? That's enough. قُلْ كُونُوا حِجَارَةً أَوْ حَدِيدًا. Tell them, even if you turn into rocks or iron, you're going to be returned again. So it's, what the response is? You know what? Enough with your questions. Because the intent of the questions are tangents. Because, if you watch media, which I don't recommend, but if you watch media, what happens is the interviewer is in charge of the discussion. Why? Because he's the one asking the questions. The one who's answering the questions is in a defensive position, and the one who's asking the questions is in an offensive position. And obviously the one in the offense is winning. Right? So you will find, even if the interviewee, the one being interviewed, has the best answers, as soon as he gets a good answer, the interviewer can change the subject and ask another tough question, or go to another controversy, to make him feel like he lost. Right? He has the last laugh. Now look at the dialogue in the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala constantly, He poses questions to the people. مَا لَكُمْ كَيْفَ تَحْكُمُونَ أَمْ لَكُمْ كِتَابٌ فِيهِ تَدْرُسُونَ أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. Questions. He's changing the direction of the conversation, so the dialogue is in control of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? Nowadays, if you compare that to our times, what's happening? Where are the questions coming from? The Muslims or the non-Muslims? The questions are coming from the non-Muslims, and we feel all the time that we're in a position to give the answer, and give the answer, and give the answer. So by definition, we've already lost this dialogue. You follow? The Muslim is in a winning position when he learns and she learns to ask the questions. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us much more burning questions than anything that can be asked of the Muslims. We respond to them with dignity, that's fine. But as a dialogue, we're supposed to be the ones in a position of asking questions. After all, we're not the criminals. The people who defy Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are engaged in a crime. The people who commit shirk are engaged in a crime. The people who commit zina are engaged in a crime. The people who are killing unjustly are engaged in a crime. So the Muslim is being made to look like the criminal. And so he feels like, maybe I should respond because I need to prove that I'm innocent. You already know you're innocent, you're Muslim. You believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you believe in the Quran and the Sunnah. It's what teaches you what innocence is. And as opposed to what everything else is. So it's a shift of mentality.